Okay, traders, welcome back to this analysis. What's happening with gold? This is what we are going to trying to assess what has happened, what is happening, and what could be the next move on gold. Thanks for joining me in this analysis. My name is Vic. If you have been actually following my analysis, you know that we have been watching an area around like 2070 level because this is where an advanced pattern was getting completed and we were expecting a reaction. The what kind of reaction it was? It was like one of the biggest reactions that you can ever get. This was the biggest one day sell off from that zone in entire 2020. And if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the biggest one day fall in an entire recent history. Like for a few years this sort of thing has not happened in one day, and this is a combination of multiple things which actually lined up. There has been a lot of bullish momentum in past few weeks and months, and that actually put the gold into overbought category. It was trying to reach this particular level as well, where we had good confluences of Fibonacci and other things lined up right there. If you haven't actually seen the analysis of gold, you can find it on my channel, and where I explain why we were watching that kind of area. But early indications were like this. If I put in RSI here, there is some kind of like a little bit of divergence setting up. There is a degree of divergence, not exact divergence, but there was a little bit of divergence also there. But the main reason was um, because of the technical analysis that we performed. This is the zone that we were looking at. We found this zone a few weeks ago and we have been actually monitoring this particular level. When the market came into this zone because of very nice from Fibonacci confluence, it created a high probability Fibonacci confluence zone. And then we are expected market the market is expected to fall down to these sort of levels because that's where usually when the pattern completes, that's where the price usually goes to. Now, having said that, when the market actually reached that level, it started to fall and it came very close to that first target level. It hasn't actually come back there. Looking at the monthly time frame, we are still trying to print this like as a bearish candle on monthly time frame, and it may very well turn into a bullish or bearish candle. We do not know as of yet, but chances of it being a bearish candle are much higher. So August 2020 is most probably going to be a bearish candle on gold. So if we go to the daily time frame, what is currently happening? After a huge sell off from here, the market has come to the mid of the Bollinger Band. One of the things that you will notice, and I'll show you it on 4 hour time frame as well, is that around here at 1724, this is the last time when it went to mid of the Bollinger Band. Since then it has been just going upwards. It never actually came down to mid of the Bollinger Band, which is a very important level. It is the 20 SMA, but 20 SMA finds its strength from like being part of that mid of the Bollinger Band. This is actually mid of the Bollinger Band. So when the market comes to mid of the Bollinger Band, it usually takes a little bit of rest because it wants to test that level again. And this is what is happening right now. It is trying to it is trying its best to close above this mid of the Bollinger Band, and if it does that, then there is a lot of opportunity for it to actually go upwards into something like this sort of level, which is 1980 kind of level. In extreme case, it can revisit this zone once again, but at the moment, by the looks of it right now, it is not looking like that kind of possibility. So far, we can only look for 1980 sort of level if it starts to rise higher, if it actually closes above this 20 moving average. At the moment, it is struggling and it is still below 20 moving average. So after this, we can expect a bearish move coming down into 1840 level. That's quite possible. And if 1840 level is broken, then the second target is going to be around 1724 or 1690 level as well, which is also here. So this is quite a possibility because see where we had this kind of consolidation here, and market may actually try to come back to retest that sort of consolidation before moving upwards. Gold is no doubt bullish in longer term, but this correction cannot be avoided, and this correction is actually a healthy correction if gold wants to move further, it wants to reach new heights. Because if it actually does not give us any kind of corrections and it starts to move, then we can expect sudden corrections like this, sudden breakdown like this, and we do not want that. What we want is like, healthy corrections coming back and then start to move higher to the bigger and better places. So what we are looking here is, if I go back to the monthly time frame, because that's where we can see it much more clearly, this is the level that we are expecting it to reach if those conditions on daily time frame are fulfilled, and this confluences nicely with the previous structure here. The next level is going to be around here, which is also confluencing with previous structure here. So this is the sort of move that we can look for. If the market breaks through 1840, then only it will come down to a 1724. Otherwise, there is a possibility of it actually moving higher from this level, because that can act as a good level where can market move up from. So this is what we are going to monitor. If you are already in the short trade, then you should start looking for any kind of signal for move upwards. If the market starts to move upwards, you may want to, like, close part of that position, take some profits. If you see that market wants to go down further down, then you can look for a confirmation to add to your shorts and move your stop losses. If I go to the 4 hour time frame, this is where we got the best of the entry signal. See, why the market is actually moving upwards from here is because it has touched the 200 moving average, which was not touched until 1724. And that is the reason why it is actually moving upwards. So for it to actually come down to 1840, it will have to come down and go below this level to go to 1840. This is why it is actually moving upwards right now, and now it is struggling with what a cluster moving average right there. On 4 hour time frame, as my previous analysis, I mentioned that market could come to 2040 and fall down, and that's exactly how it has happened, because we were looking for a pattern completion here. This is the M pattern, and if I draw fib on this M pattern, you'll see that it has come to and very close to 61.8, and that's where I was expecting market to go down, and that's where I personally took a trade, another trade. The first trade that I took was at 2063, which was based on this thing. When the market actually broke through this, this is where I took this trade, near about around here. So this is how you can actually find the signals and look for a confirmation to build your positions, or you can look for for your profit target levels, etc. So going forward, you need to keep on watching this level. There is going to be a lot of volatility this month, and you need to protect your positions. Do not go in without a confirmation. Look for a proper confirmation. Do not trust the media hype and all that. Do your own analysis. Make sure that you understand what kind of market move are happening. Read the market story. If you go to the any time frame, any chart, you will see why the market is actually doing this kind of move. In my analysis over the weekend, I mentioned that we were looking at this engulfing candle right there, and that was actually a good sign that market was expected to go down. There was another weakness around here, so try to read the story. Don't trust any person or any kind of media reports or any hype. See what the market is trying to tell you, and based on that, you should make your own decisions. Okay, so that's it for today, and I'll keep you updated if anything changes here. But if you enjoyed this analysis, if you found this educational or informational, hit the like button in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this analysis. What is your view on gold going further? And do not forget to subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you.